Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I am so excited. I'm so excited to be with you on this great day. Kim is, as you can see, she got a lot of energy. So, just for people who know me, just imagine me and Kim together all the time. That's like a right? Because she has a lot of energy like I have, and she's always excited about making people better and challenging us and making you better so you can help others all over your community and all over the world. And I'm so excited to be about this, and I really love the topic, there's always more. Because that's talking about it's not the end for you. A lot of people thinking, oh, my time is past. I have no more in me. I'm too old. I missed that mark. Mm-mm-mm. There's always more. There's always more for you. And I'm so excited today to be able to talk to you about a thing I thought about. I had a thought. And a movie, and people know me, I watch movies, right? And I saw this movie and it made me think about some things and about some things I'm trying to do. And I just hope and pray that it challenges you and encourages you and it invites you to do more. So, we're going to be talking about having buoyancy and how to maintain your bounce back, right? Because you got to have a bounce back. Okay, so a little bit about myself. She told you that I am currently the superintendent of human resources with the Peoria Park District. I've been in human resources now, oh my gosh, about 23 years, right? I know y'all thinking, oh my God, she's just a baby when she started. And you are wrong. So, so I really enjoy HR. I never thought that I can have a career that would be so exciting that I get to help people, I get to train people. And I tell young people that the very thing that you probably did growing up, you got in trouble, is probably your gift. It's probably your gift. And people who know me as a child, I just could not stop talking. I couldn't stop talking. I got in trouble. I was told I had a smart mouth. I know my sister Patricia's watching and she understands that. I had quick wit. I got a quick comeback for anybody. And never would I thought I would be in a career where I get to do the thing that I got in trouble the most. Because you turn those things, it's really not what you got in trouble the most. I had to focus it in the right direction to create the right energy and the position and the arena for me to bloom. So, that's a little bit about me. I'm from Peoria. A lot of people know me. Some people don't. Nice meeting you. But I'm from Peoria, born and raised. So we're going to get to it because I want to share this information with you today. Again, having buoyancy and maintaining your bounce back. So, here's the agenda. We're going to talk about purpose. Tom did an excellent job today with the 3 pillars, but I want to drill a little bit more down about what your purpose is and what is purpose. We're going to talk about vision because you got to have a vision for your life. And a lot of people think it's so grandiose. No. We're going to talk about finite vision. We're going to talk about the lesson of Wilson. I'm just going to let it hang there because Wilson, my friend. We're going to talk about setbacks because they do occur. And we're going to talk about enduring the waves and maintaining your bounce back. So let's go. First, purpose. Eyes are in your head to give you sight. The eyes in your heart give you vision. You have a purpose. Have you ever heard someone tell you, oh, you're not going to amount to anything? This is all you'll be. You're not going to be better than this person in your family. You're not going to do anything. You're just a deadbeat. You're just like this person. I got to tell you, those people need to be quiet. They need to be quiet. And they need to be quiet in your life because everybody has a purpose. God has you here for a purpose. No matter what people say, no matter how many naysayers there may be, you have purpose. You are here for a reason. You're not just floating through life, bumping into opportunities and bumping into people. You have a significant purpose in your life today. And I want to encourage you to reignite that purpose back in. If your flame has dimmed, if the candle going out, let's reignite it today. Get your purpose juice going. Drink some purple juice if you have to, but get your purpose going because you have purpose and you are here for a reason. You are here for a reason. Let's talk about vision. What is your vision? See, your purpose puts you on the path is vision. You have a purpose. Well, okay. So what's my clear vision? See, you have to see your future. What is your future? Vision is aligned with your deeper values and your priorities, which is your purpose. Where do you see yourself, from where you are now? Tom talked about it. I almost told Tom to be quiet because he was kind of, stepping in on my presentation. And, I'm kind of territorial. I really didn't care for it. But, we got it straight, though, when he got off camera. We got it straight. I'm just playing. Show me some hearts. I'm just teasing. I'm not really violent. Okay. So where do you see yourself? Where are you now? There's always more, for yourself, right? For your family, for your career, no matter what it is. Your vision is the manifestation of your true, deep purpose. Your vision is the manifestation of your purpose. So now that you know this, right? There are beginning steps. You have to do things to get to your vision, right? That's where you set goals. Because your vision is here. I had a vision because COVID allowed me some time to sit and think, and I know people are going to be shocked. I always say I hate COVID, but there's a small appreciation for COVID, right? Because COVID caused Shalesse to sit down and slow down. COVID caused Shalesse to really reflect on some things. Hey, you know what? I said this 2 years ago. I said starting my own business 2 years ago. And I hadn't done anything about it. So COVID allowed me to sit down and slow down, to think about how I'm going to get to this vision. And those are the goals I started to set. And I set goals that are attainable. I had to have some easy win goals. We're going to talk about that. And those goals were followed up with action steps and walking that through. But once you have decided that you have a vision up here, the first person you need to tell, I'm going to tell you, the first person that needs to know about your vision is you. You can think it all day long, but I am I love to say I talk to myself. I used to think people were crazy that did it, but I looked it up and found out that I'm not crazy. I had a real conversation with myself, and it went like, I don't know about you, Shalesse, but it's time. What are you waiting for? What's going on? You say you want this. You can say you want a lot of things, but if you're not actually walking towards it with your goals and your action steps, it just stays far off. It just stays something you see and be like, oh, okay, maybe one day I'll drift to it. No, I had to have a real conversation with myself. I was like, okay, I kept putting things off. I told you it was like 2 years, I needed to move towards the vision. And it just came up, it's time. Like I said, maybe it was COVID that allowed me that time to think about it. That's why I got the small appreciation for it. Me and COVID still don't like each other. It's clear. But I had to focus on it because not moving on it, it can be paralyzing, right? To always see something that you should do and you're not reaching for it and you're not going for it to do it. So I told myself it was time. So you got to get your mind right and then your heart will follow. You always got to get it right. Once you make it up in your mind, your heart will follow. So here we go. So how did I create my vision and how do you create a vision? Explore your passion. What's your talents? So I knew right off the bat, one of my talents is talking. And, I can be a comedy person. A lot of people said I should be a comic. I say things funny. They don't know what I'm about to say. Some people hold their breath sometimes. And that's okay. You should be anticipating. I'm that exciting, right? But what are your passions? What's your talents? I have a passion for people. I love to help people. I love to encourage people. I love to give advice to people. I love to coach people. I love to do that. And on the other side of HR, I'm able to have the terrible conversations with you would think in HR. And a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, Shalesse, I don't know how you did it. I just can walk in and I can have that conversation and be well with it and be well walking out of the situation and to in the end encourage that person. You need to envision what your life will look like. That's the road. That's how you create it. And don't limit yourself. Don't limit yourself. A lot of people used to say, and I don't like it, oh, you still in Peoria? Oh, there's nothing happening in Peoria. And I said, yeah, there's something happening in Peoria. I'm happening in Peoria. You're happening in Peoria. And Peoria is happening because of you and because of me. So you have to, don't limit yourself. Just because I'm in Peoria don't mean I can't do nothing. Just because I'm in Peoria, I can't be in. There are millionaires in where? Peoria. And I'm going to be one. How about that? How many? Come on, I need some hearts now. Anybody want to be a millionaire? Anybody want to be broke down? I don't think that's the goal, to be broke down in your life. So I'll give that to you right there. So there is a journey to your vision. And I talked about it. You need to write down. I'm going to go scripture. Write the vision. Make it plain. Say your vision. Speak your vision. Talk to yourself and repeat again, this is my vision. I started telling people earlier this year, I'm going to have a new house. People, next year. I said, I'm going to have a new house next year. Where? Next year? How do you know that? Oh, because I'm going to have a new house next year. Where are you going to live? I'm not for sure. But next year, I'm moving. I put the stake in the ground, right, Kim? I said, next year, I'm moving. Me and my brother are going to need a bigger house. We can't share a bathroom anymore. Me and my brother cannot do it anymore. I want a bigger kitchen. You're right. My last name is Pie. Of course I love to cook. Of course, I was destined. So I have decided, and I repeat it to myself. This morning, me and my brother got up. We had water in our basement. Even though I got a sump pump, so I roll my eyes every time. And I told my brother, as we're mopping up the water, I said, next year we're going to have the new house. We ain't going to have to worry about this. He just looked at me because I speak my vision. I constantly speak it, not just to remind me of it, to remind me, and I'm creating the steps, the goals, the action steps to take me on that road. So you can't see it, but that bright light, that's my new house. That's my new house. Where are you at on this road? What's your bright light? Because you have it. You have vision because you have purpose. Wilson! How many know this movie? Castaway with Tom Hanks. Now, Wilson is a great character in this movie. Not a lot of speaking parts, right? Been weird if it was, right? But Tom Hanks formed a relationship with Wilson. And I tell you, when I thought about the movie and when I envisioned it again, Wilson taught me some great lessons. Look at Wilson in the ocean. He ain't on the boat. He ain't on the boat. He ain't on the raft. He ain't got a vest on. He ain't got a life vest on. And Wilson's just sitting on top of the water. In my mind, I said, okay, what is making Wilson stay there? Because in the movie, Tom Hanks jumps off the raft. He has the rope because he can't swim that good. He's trying to get to Wilson. And you see Wilson just doing this. Now Wilson couldn't swim back to him, okay? Again, that would have been weird in the movie. But Wilson was just floating away on the waves. And there were waves. But Wilson kept bouncing right along. And that caused me to really think about what's really happening. So what is it about Wilson that he didn't sink? He didn't drown. The ball didn't explode. Wilson had something on the inside, right? I looked it up. I'm not a scientist. I did look it up. And Google told me that a ball will float on water because it has the right amount of air to create buoyancy. It has the right amount air that maintains the float. It has the amount of air that if a wave overtakes Wilson, Wilson will go down for a moment and he'll go boop. He'll come back up. So there's something, the air, that is inside of Wilson that causes him to endure the waves, to maintain his buoyancy, to cause him to float. Let's look at it another way. The bounce of a ball. As a kid, of course, you had a basketball, and ain't nothing worse, right? There's nothing worse than you pick up a basketball, or remember we played dodgeball with that red ball, and you bounce it, and it don't bounce back. It's flat. Your arm hurt. Why? Because you bounce the ball with the velocity, and your expectation is the ball will bounce right back to you, right? Because if the ball does not have the right amount of air in it, it won't bounce back. It's flat. It won't work. Because you have to have what's in it, the right amount of what? Air in it, right? So when balls are made, also I read that even if the ball is dented, if you bounce it hard, it may dent. If you bounce it against the wall, it may dent because it grooves to the wall. When it bounces back, guess what? It takes back the reshape of the actual ball. I'm going somewhere with it. I hope people understand where we're going with it, right? So if I throw the ball against the wall, which can be challenges, which could be disappointments, it could be a sad day, depression. What do you have enough in you that when it bounces back at the same velocity, it reshapes back? It returns to its state, right? Right? I'm going to tell you, it's about what you have in your ball. So here's my question. What's in your ball? What's in your ball? I've talked about it scientifically. I've told you what happened to Wilson. I talked about if you throw the ball against a wall or into the ground, you can have a vision, but what's in your ball? Because just because you have a vision, you have purpose, doesn't mean it's going to be easy. Just this week, I got home late night. The Wiz came on. How many people remember The Wiz with Diana Ross and Michael Jackson, Nipsey Russell, and all? Man, I tell you, even though they told her she had to walk on her yellow brick road, it still wasn't easy. They told her, you got to go see The Wiz. You want to go home? I want to go home. You got to go see The Wiz. Well, how do I get to The Wiz? Well, you got to ease on down, right? Come on now. Ease on down. I see y'all saying it with me. I don't see anybody saying it with me. Down the road, right? So even though she was easing on down the road, there were still challenges. There's still the waves. There's still the dips. There's still the wall. There's still the ground that you will encounter. So what is in your ball that's going to help you maintain your bounce back, right? That's going to help you keep your buoyancy. What's going to do it? So here we go. What's in your ball? Having buoyancy and you're maintaining your bounce back, you need these 6 things. These 6 things. And I always use myself as examples when I'm talking, because I always live the life of Lucille Ball. That's my age. I'm putting it out there. I watched Lucille Ball, and something was always happening to Lucille. And something always happens to me. So I call it my Lucille Ball moments. I have one at least once a month that I will embarrass myself, and I pray to God it's not this day and this moment. So what are the 6 things? Confidence. A lot of people will be surprised that sometimes I struggle with confidence. I struggle with it because sometimes I think I'm not good enough. Sometimes I don't think I'm smart enough. I know I'm not by myself. Some hearts should be waving. Sometimes I don't think I have enough in me. I don't know the right people. I don't know the right step. I don't know if I can do it. I feel like I'm by myself. And then if I start saying those things to me over and over and over again, my confidence will diminish. See, you need confidence in your ball. That's one of the things you need to have in your ball's confidence. You need to say, okay, I don't know it, but I will. I may not know how. I'm going to call somebody, and we're going to talk about that. But you have to have confidence. You need something. You need the size of a mustard seed. You need faith of the size of a mustard seed to move a mountain. And if you really know what the size of a mustard seed is, so small, but it's so incredibly powerful that it can move a mountain. So you need confidence in your ball. Secondly, I love this one. You got to be your number one fan. You got to be your number one fan. I know Facebook is out there and we post things because we want people to like it. Facebook has kind of done a disservice to us. We share a lot. But if you go on Facebook and you post something, you go back, you don't see enough hearts, right? You don't see enough likes. You be like, nobody likes me. Nobody, you know what? I like me. I'm a number one fan. I have to be the number one fan for Shalesse. I have to be the cheer coach on my cheer team. Because you guess what? Because people will leave and go. We're going to get to that. Your cheerleaders may get tired. Some people on your squad say, my ankle hurt. Oh, I'm tired today. I can't show up. I don't have to worry about that. I should not, because I'm my number one fan. I'm the cheer coach of this team. I will cheer by myself if I have to. Because I'm number one. I can recruit some folks. I'm not saying you shouldn't. But if they all fall away, you're the number one fan in your vision. You're the number one fan in your purpose. Next is collaboration. Huge. Huge. Sometimes people say, well, I'm a loner. I can go it alone. I ain't built for it. I tell you, I ain't built for it. I ain't built to be alone. I will call people. I will ask people. I will collaborate with people, because you're right. Tom was right. I don't got enough time to read all them books. And I know Tamika laughing right now because I said books. I ain't got a whole lot of time to read a lot of books. I may not have a lot of time to look up stuff, but I do have time to call somebody who I know that they know. And when you call somebody in this collaboration, it is so powerful, because they may be able to tell you something on your road to vision that would not be, when a pothole for them, that won't be for you, because they've conquered it. And they say, hey, be careful. I did this. Now you may not want, oh, thank you. Thank you for the good lookout. Because I don't want to fall into potholes that you fell in and you ain't told me how you got out of them. Collaboration, team up with somebody, partner with the right people. I'm going to say it again. Partner with the right people. People who are for you. People who support you. And people who are honest with you. They got to be honest to tell you, no, Shalesse, you're wrong about that. I love your energy, but you was wrong. And you have to have someone that you collaborate, that you can trust to tell them everything about you. You got to have one or two. I ain't saying you got to, that's not the cheer squad, right? Everybody don't need to know your business, but you got to have someone you can confide in, someone you trust, someone you can bear yourself and show them your weaknesses, that they can collaborate with you to build you up. Because I told you, Wilson out there, the ball is bouncing. You need to collaborate. Who can help you? I thought it was going to be so difficult to get my LLC. I said, oh, I don't know an attorney. Here I go. Oh, I don't know if I can afford an attorney. And I was at church saying, I guess I can find an attorney. Somebody said, you know, we had an attorney to go to church, right? What? There's an attorney to go here? Yeah, you're right there. Why don't you go talk to him? I walked up to him. I said, hey, I'm trying to get my LLC. Can you assist me? Oh, the attorney in my church said, oh, no problem, Shalesse. Mr. Kirkendall. He said, no problem, Shalesse. I'll do it for you for free. Come on. Come on. I'll do it for free. Collaboration. You find them. You seek them out so they can help you grow. Next is discovery. That's a right good segue. When you're in the form of discovery, you learn what your strengths are, your sources, what gets you going. Like, music gets me going. So Kim said, Shalesse, can you send me a song that, to be your music for you come up? The first thing I thought, Mary, go get it. Because when it's time for me to do something, it's time to go get it. It's time to get into the role. It's time to get in the right mindset. It's time to, I like a little Jay-Z. Bring them out, bring them out, bring them out. I'm waiting. And I'm coming. Discovery. You got to know what gets you, what lights your fire. If you need to meditate, if you need a candle, if you need to just sit in silence, you got to discover. You will discover your strengths in Wilson. You will discover your strengths in bouncing the ball. You will learn more about yourself and how you perform and how you react. So you need to have discovery inside your ball. And with discovery, you got to have determination. You got to. I lack confidence sometimes. My squad may leave. I may not find the right person I can collaborate at that very moment, and I may find like I can't discover, but I'm determined. I said I'm going to walk this walk. If that means I take one step a month, I'm still moving. You're still moving. You have to be determined. You got to have the right mindset, and your heart will follow. It will follow. But what have you told yourself? Back to the picture in the mirror. I told myself, okay, even though I may get scared, even though I may not know everything, I'm going to keep moving. I'm determined to at least keep moving. Because if you stand still, you're not progressing. Worse, if you walk back, it's even worse, right? You got to have your mind made up and your heart will follow and be determined. And the last one is prayer. Come on through. Prayer. I tell you, not only prayer by myself, but prayer partners. You got to have some people praying with you. And I'm not here to sell religion or anything. I'm just here to tell you what worked for me. Now, it works for me. I mean, I have to sit down and I have to be quiet and just listen. I may turn on some music that may inspire me, but I need prayer and meditation to know what the next step is, because I got a lot going on up here. You know how you got a lot of things happening. You're thinking this, thinking that. What I'm going to do, And sometimes prayer and meditation will center me to get that laser focus, like I talked about, back onto my vision. And everything I think is a challenge, I pray now. It ain't, when I say prayer, I ain't like, you God of the Moses and Jacob and the Father. Okay, all right. I'm not talking about that. It's a quick prayer in your car. Okay, Lord, I'm about to do this. I'm scared, but I know you with me. Real quick conversations that you can have. And then if you want to spend time and lay on the floor and fast and pray, do that too. But me, I need you right now. I speak real plain to God. Look, God, I'm scared to death. I need you right now. Please help me right now. Shalesse, this, in case you don't know, this is Shalesse. It works. I invite you to start meditating. I invite you to start to introduce that, because sometimes it may get alone. Wilson was by himself out there. You didn't see no boats around with Wilson. By himself. But it's about what's in you. What do you have in you to float? What do you have to navigate when the waves and the trials come and discouragement? What do you have when you get thrown against the wall and you get dented? Do you have enough that you will reshape form because you have your bounce back? These are the things you need to start with. It's just my top 6 things. Setbacks. Now, I can't talk about how glorious the road to vision is without talking to you. There are going to be setbacks. But I'm going to tell you this before I go into each one. Setbacks are opportunities, though. That's where you discover, right? That's how you discover how rough you are, right? Y'all remember the Rocky movies. I ain't going to go through all 825 of them. But there's a couple of Rocky movies when Rocky, in the first one, when he's like, cut me, Mick. Because his eye was shut, right? Apollo punched him so hard he couldn't open his eye. So he goes back. It's a setback, right? He said, I still got to see. Cut me, Mick. I don't know what that looked like. I'm so glad they didn't show it. But I imagined that they cut something on his lid that he was able to see. So he learned that in the setback, I got to do something. But here are your 3 things. Life. I can shout COVID comes. Life happens. Life happens. You can go through a death, a divorce. How many people are taking care of somebody? Or I am. I help care for my mother. You can become one of those caregivers. Life happens. You can lose your job. You can experience something traumatic in your life. Life happens. People lose their job. People have lost their homes. People have lost hope. Life happens. It becomes a setback. It becomes a wave. And you have to figure out in that 6 things of the things that are in your ball, right? How to navigate. You get more tenacious if you got a setback. I'm really determined. It's just a setback. And Tom said, he said the quote of having the stones, it's about perspective. And when you look at the stones, are they stumbling blocks or are there steps for you to move on? But life can get in the way. Life got in my way. I told you it took me 2 years really to manifest my consulting firm. Life got in the way, but it never left. My vision never left me. It was there, always reminded me. But do not let it. The next one is people. Oh my. People, right? Be careful who you run and tell your vision to. I'm going to just, not everybody for you. Everybody on this cheerleading team ain't really committed, right? You don't really have 400 friends on Facebook. They're not really all your friends. They're not really your friends. You just pick them because you want them to say like and hearts and you want to be nosy and creep on Facebook. I know what we do. But people can become a setback. Oh, Shalesse, when you started that, I knew it'd be hard. I will never forget when I was at OSF and I was thinking about applying for the job at the Park District. Never forget this day. My supervisor, I told her, I'm applying for this job at the Park District for Superintendent of Human Resources. The first thing she said was what? You ready? Oh, Shalesse, you've never done that before. Oh my God, you're going to be working with elected board. Are you sure this is what you want to do? I don't know if you can do that. Oh my God. I walked away from her and my chin was down. I was down. And then I had enough sense to call somebody else. I got to erase that poison that was trying to come right into my arms right there because she was popping some poison. I had to call somebody else. I said, they just told me this. Like, forget what she said. Forget, you smart. You got attitude. You got the right mindset. And what you don't know, you can learn. I have learned that what I don't know, I'm able to learn. People can try to set you back. And you got to know who those people are. You can love them from a distance. You can like them from afar, right? But people may be a setback. And the last one is ourselves. I got to tell you, yourself is the first stumbling block. Because remember I said, once you got to hear, you got to speak your vision, write it down, make it plain. That's where that self-doubt comes in. People have a lot of negative thinking about themselves. I struggle with that sometimes. I do. But you have to know that it's just a pitfall on your journey. You can leap over yourself and keep going. Sometimes yourself will try to talk. You will talk yourself out of anything before you even get there. You have to know that is a setback. And don't let it discourage you from continuing your vision. You have to ride that wave, Wilson. Get a surfboard, Wilson. Come on. Bounce back, reshape, regroup. You can conquer it. But don't let yourself cause you to not step forward in the vision and the purpose that God has for your life. Enduring the waves and maintaining your bounce back. Do you know what? I just said, keep pushing. Keep pushing and adjusting. And it's okay to adjust as you go. It's okay to make adjustments because it happens when you're traveling on the highway and you run into construction and they give a detour. You're like, oh man, this detour is going to not cause me to make it to my destination in the time that I have planned. But it's just a detour. The detour may take me to a back road, but it's still moving me where? In the direction that I'm going. So don't do it, just endure it. Endure doesn't mean quit. Endure means to keep going. So keep pushing, keep adjusting. If plan A didn't work, what's your plan B? Right? Okay, this detour sign, I'm not going to make it. Let me call ahead to let them. I'm going to be delayed about 15 more minutes because I'm on a detour, but I'm still on track. Have another plan. Show up. You got to show up. You can't stay in the bed. You can't throw on the towel and climb up in the attic and go into the corner and sit there. No, show up. Show up even though when it hurts. Show up when you really don't know what the next step is. And the Bible said, done in all things, stand. After you've done everything, at least show up. Show up. Get you a little cape. And this girl look at me like she about to get somebody. Show up. Show up. Show up for your experience. Just keep showing up and adding value. Don't worry about the waves. When I say the wave can take Wilson down, Wilson pops back up because he shows up. Remember, Wilson came back from the wave, and so can you. So you need to just show up. Show up. You are your own superhero. You ain't got to call help for Spider-Man or Superman. Get your own cape. Be your own superhero in your story, your vision to your purpose. Focus on what you can control. I love this quote. It says, you can't calm the storm, so stop trying. What you can do is calm yourself, and the storm will pass. So you only can control the things that you can. Tom did a good job on that. It was great. I mean, this lines up so perfectly. There's only so many things you control. But if you can do small things one by one, because I tell you, you gain so much confidence when you have small victories. The big war is won by small victories. A war is not won. One big war, boom, we're done. No. It's done by small victories, things that you can control. And recognize it from the right off the bat, so you're not spinning, you're not getting emotional, you're not acting a fool, tearing your hair out. Just know, I can't control that. Okay. I'm going to calm myself. I'm going to regroup. I may go do some meditation and prayer. I'm going to get my determination going. I'm going to work on something else. Okay, I can't control this. What's the next step I can work on? What's the next thing I can be doing that I know I can do? Work on the things that you control. Focus on it. And all that other stuff, let it be gone. Let it be gone. Because all it will do is take you under, and you won't be able to bounce back. Have faith and act. Faith without works is dead. Faith without works is dead. Lead in faith, follow in action. Have the faith that you're going to do it. That's that determination. That's that repeating. I remember my sister, when I visited her one time, and she lived in D.C., she had Post-it notes at one time in her bathroom, just to encourage herself, letting her know the faith, what things she's going to accomplish. Have faith and follow with action. Because if you just have faith and sit there all day, nothing will happen. Nothing, because faith without works is dead. So you need to make sure you revisit your goals. Revisit your action steps on your way to your vision, because you have purpose. So you have to act. Whatever it is, but you have to have some action. Don't make failure an option. Now, failures can happen, but don't start off with your list. Oh, the first thing I'm going to do is fail. Okay. We can't do that. If failure happens, what do? You learn from it, right? I tell you, you discover things about yourself. But when you start off with your pursuit of your vision and lining yourself with your purpose, you don't put on the paper failure. Here's the story of the safety net. I talk about how when we grew up, my mom, when she said, look, I'm only going to take care of you till you get out of high school. After that, you're on your own. A lot of people think that's hardcore, but what that taught me is living life on the tightrope. When you go to a circus and someone is walking the tightrope, it's cool and all, but if they fall, guess what's under them? A net. So it's not like you're going to watch somebody die. That'd be horrible for kids, right? So I live my life on the tightrope. I think about there's no net. Right. So because when I'm taking the step, it's intentional. It's purpose. It's planned. I can't fail, because if I fall, I'm going to hurt myself. So I learned young that, when you move out on your own, I may not be able to do everything like my friends, because guess what? I got to pay my phone bill. And if my phone gets turned off, it's because there's some things I chose to do than pay my bills. I live my life on the tightrope. So some things require sacrifice. Some things require calculation. Some things require really looking to make sure you are sure about that next step. But don't ever put failure at the top of your list. Say, I know I'm going to fail at this. I know I'm not good at that. That's not a good start. That's not a good start, because what you say up here, your heart will follow. Failures do happen. Setbacks do happen. It's the response to that. How do you respond in that moment? How do you recoup? How do you bounce back? How do you get back on track? How do you get back on the bike? How do you get back on the horse? How do you get back to doing what you know you want to do and in pursuit of your vision? Don't make failure an option. And lastly, accept responsibility. Yeah, you know yourself. You know when you didn't do what you're supposed to do. And that's the hardest thing I tell people in HR. When I say, I don't understand why that person's like that. I don't understand. Because the hardest thing is for you is to see yourself in a negative light. Now, we always want to see ourselves good, right? We always want to see ourselves with the shine. We always want to see ourselves very positive. But the hardest thing is to truly see yourself and to accept responsibility when you know you messed up. When I did the negative talk, now we talked about that, Shalesse, you're not going to negative talk about yourself. Accept responsibility. We're going to do this better. Accept responsibility. I tell people, you got to be quick to apologize. Be quick to ask for forgiveness. Because you want to get that off you. I didn't do that project right. I didn't complete my science. I'm so sorry. I didn't prepare. It's my fault. I'm late because I didn't plan better. Accept responsibility. Because that will help you to endure and maintain your bounce back. Let's talk about it. So, we discussed purpose. Now, I already told you everybody has a purpose. So don't believe that you don't. You have a purpose for your life. I can't tell you what it is, but I know you have one. Because we're not here just floating around, bumping into opportunities. Find your vision. What is the vision? What do you want to do with your life? How do you want to impact others? How do you want to help other people? How do you want to share your life with other people? What is your vision? And once you know what your vision is, what are your goals? What are your small successes that you're creating, those action steps to move you towards your vision? Because once you get to your vision, you find fulfillment. When you get to your vision, you find joy. You have a sense of accomplishment. You realize your purpose, and you're going on to the next one. I'm not saying you need one whole vision for your whole life. I got several visions. I got several, and it's okay because you have purpose. Remember the lesson of Wilson. What's in your ball? Determination, confidence, all the things we talked about. What is in your ball that causes you to keep focus? You got to also have courage. I didn't put that in it, but courage just came to me. But remember that you need those things in your ball. And most importantly, is your ball getting flat today? Do you not have enough air? Now is the time to put that air in. Now is the time to put in your ball that you need to maintain your buoyancy, to ensure your bounce back. Now is the time to put those things in your ball so you can be successful. Setbacks, they will occur. They will occur. They happen. It's life, right? But how we respond to those is the measure of your success. We talked about setbacks can be for yourself, people, and life. We got to be able to respond to them and learn from them. Because in every opportunity is an opportunity to learn. I tell you, every setback, I could look back and honestly have that honest conversation with myself and say, you know what, I'm going to tell you what I'm not going to do. This no more, right? So I can overcome it the next time, because setbacks will keep coming. The waves don't stop. You look at the ocean, I don't know where the waves start. All I know is they keep coming, and you got to be ready to endure them. And enduring the waves and maintain your bounce back is what I talked about. Make sure you're enduring. Endurance means keep moving. It means to keep going. Doesn't mean step back, and it doesn't mean to stand still. You can endure the waves. You can ride a wave out. You can take a hit of a wall, get your form, get your reshape back. So, I am so excited for what's going on in your lives and the path you're choosing to even be here today. Because you know what? Life is a journey. It is. And we all have purpose. And we're all on the road. I hope you're on the road to your vision. I want to encourage you that if you don't have a vision for yourself today, now is the time to get your booklet out, get a notebook out, get your phone, your tablet. Do what you got to do and write down your vision. Make it plain. Speak your vision. Talk to yourself about your vision. Remind yourself of it. Create those action steps. Create those things that you need to do to move you to it. But be aware that there are going to be setbacks, and you can endure it and you can be successful. Are we going to do a discussion question, or are you going to come interview me first? Okay, here's the breakout session. And here's the information. You can follow me. You see that? Shalesse Pie Enterprise. Whoop, whoop. I get some hands raised on that. I did it. I got to start now. It's just started, right? So it just started. And it's a challenge. And it's hard. But you know what? Even though it's hard, I feel so good about it. The things you have passion for, it's hard, but you feel good. You're energized about it. So I love it. So you can follow me on these things. They may not be all developed yet, but I'm working on it. So here they are. And here our breakout session question is, which one of the 6 things do you need to put in your ball? And what steps will you take to get them? So what are the 6 things? Of the 6 things we talked about today, what are those things you need to put in your ball? And then what are the steps you're going to take to get them? I appreciate you guys so much. I really enjoyed this opportunity.